So today on Product Shop, we are back on this micro scrapping. It's like 10 o'clock on Sunday, and we got a long way to get to that $3,000 mark. We're sitting on about 1,200 right now. And what I want to do is get right back on this pile. I think I'm going to take some of that Unistrut and just lay it down here and see if I can't put these pieces in there like I did yesterday. Like I said in that last video, this is going to be the most tedious part because these stupid clips, if you pull up on it, I mean, you can basically get it off, but you got to get one side up and pull it out. Oh, that might be it. Man, I was tearing my fingers up yesterday doing this. That's it. So there's enough recess in there where I can grab that pretty good with them needle nose and bend that tab up and basically slide it right off. Alright, so this is going to go pretty easy. Now what I need to do is find some of this stuff over here and clamp it right to the edge of the table and set all these out. Okay, we got some solid redneck engineering going on over here. That's at least a level 3 or 4. Yeah, so basically I just clamped this stuff to the table. Basically, it's not even really clamping. I'm hoping that that thing will just knock these loose. Now, when I'm taking stuff apart, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on here, or I got to collect each individual one. When I back the drill off, I keep my finger on the trigger and I flick it to the side. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll flick them on the floor and just clean up with a magnet. Rather than trying to hold each one, I'll just focus on that, just getting from one to the other. So, let's see how this is going to work. Okay. Get a stubborn one. Also what I'm doing, as it's coming up, I'm actually pulling the drill, like I'm keeping it straight up and down, but I'm pulling it like kind of into me so that the threads kind of thread all the way out. Yesterday, my finger got so tired. I was on my second trigger finger, probably like 3/4 of the way through. I don't know if it came through, but I was running the drill like this, man. My forearm was pumped up yesterday, man. It's all right. I'm already starting to feel it now. Yeah, this thing ain't doing nothing. Let me go find something else. Oh. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay, it took almost 45 minutes. We got 7.7 pounds of number 2 worth. About $24. It did take me a little bit to get set up. Now that I'm set up, I'll probably be able to blow through the rest of this in the next hour. And then we can get on this stuff here. Now, this thing is working out great. The only problem I was having was in the middle here between this big span. This thing wanted to open up, so once I put the extra clamp on, it was like butter. So I'm gonna get right back on this. There's probably about 3 times as what I just did, maybe. Okay, so that was some super tedious stuff. Took about a little over 2 hours to do that. And we got 45 pounds of number 2 copper. So that 44 pounds was worth about $144. Well, there you have it. That's probably the biggest donut I've ever made out of aluminum. And we still have some stragglers to clean up. We'll just throw it in this bucket here. But for sure we have over 600 pounds of aluminum wire, so that's good. Okay, here's the ticket for that job. Now, I only turned in aluminum wire, the number 2 copper, and the Bear Bright. I didn't have time to load everything, but what we had was 624 pounds of aluminum wire, 80 cents a pound, $499.20. Then we had 360 pounds of number 2 copper, $328 a pound, and $1,180.80. Then we had 261 pounds of Bright and Shiny copper, $354 at $923.94 for a total of $2,603.94. We didn't turn in our $3,000 goal, but everything that we processed that weekend came out to $3,128 we had sitting here ready to go. I didn't have time to go to 2 scrap yards, and some of the other stuff, it really wasn't enough to take down to Miami. I just held back because I had more to add to it. But these were the finals on the sheet steel, prepared steel, and that's not even including the transformer steel. There was probably a nice chunk there, maybe 50, 60 bucks. Irony aluminum, sheet aluminum, cast aluminum, extruded aluminum, the number 2 copper we took. The number 1 copper we didn't take. The AC coil we didn't take. We didn't take brass or the brass breakage. We didn't take number 2 insulate. We took the aluminum wire, and we took the Bear Bright. So now that last little bit where I stripped the wire in the time lapse with the GoPro in the wrong setting. So I had the wide angle lens on the GoPro, but I didn't have the wide angle mode on the GoPro. I actually stripped that wire first thing Monday morning and cracked those transformers and still made it to Miami by 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna somewhat say we achieved our goal because we did produce the amount that we were shooting for. Unfortunately, we didn't get to turn in everything. I actually had to stop and pick up some stuff on the way back, which you'll see in another video. But for not really doing anything on Friday and Saturday, we worked pretty hard. Sunday was okay, but Monday we brought it home. So were we a success? I'm gonna say so. I'm gonna let it slide this time. Next time I'm gonna have to step it up a couple notches and work hard to make sure when I turn it in, I actually reach the goal that day. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned because the shop is full of scrap again. We got some more automotive scrap, some wire, got another AC unit in here, and then I got this ice maker, and then this other thing down here, which I'm thinking is might be an ice maker. Got a bunch of scrap over here, some big wire and transformers and whatnot. This awesome disconnect. This thing's got some big old chunks of silver on there and big nuggets of copper. And then in addition to our 4-cylinder and our 10-cylinder generator, we got a 8-cylinder generator. Now this one here, they say was working, but they were having a problem with the distributor, being that not many people know what distributors are nowadays, and that there's a vacuum line just cut off right there. That might be the issue. But I don't know if propane engines run too much vacuum. I don't know how all that works. So maybe that didn't mean nothing. But apparently the engine runs good and the stator's good. But this thing was on its way out. As you can see, the copper radiator. This thing has a massive copper radiator. With the coils, you can see right through. There's all the stuff that used to be in there. You can see some of it's there. Over here, it's just completely gone and you can see through. I wonder if this thing's still holding water. I've been charging this battery here because I want to see if this thing cranks up or at least turns over. Oh! We're bubbling up. We haven't even started it and it's bubbling up. Well, at least it's holding pressure. It's got a cool panel. And I opened it up. I like these, this has got a amp meter, a hertz, and then the AC volts. Goes up to 300 volts, that's pretty cool. And this panel opens up. Somehow, there we go. Look at that nice wiring job. Right? It's like a couple little relays, contacts, and then all this here. Nice little setup. I'm wondering if I can use them gauges. That would be cool. Put it on my wire stripper, see how many amps and how much voltage I'm pulling. I could put a big red disconnect on there. So this isn't as big as the other one. This only has a 175 amp breaker on it, which I guess is pretty good because that's more than my shop. My shop only has a 100 amp service. And then I got this massive, another automatic disconnect here that's loaded with nuggets of copper and all kinds of stuff in there. This thing weighs like 500 pounds. And I'm gonna try to salvage that electric solenoid right there because I might have a use for that. Now, I deliberately didn't pan over to the wire stripper because I actually have an upgrade I did to it and an attachment I built for it that's really cool. You're not going to want to miss that video because someone's going to be crying somewhere. And when you see the thumbnail, you'll know exactly what I mean. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go get that battery and see if we can't play with this panel. Okay, I got the battery hooked up. As soon as I hooked it up, I heard some type of clicking. Now, let's see what we got. Panel lights on. Oh, wow. The panel lights even work. Look at that. Silence test lamp. Oh. Okay. Wow. Volt amp selector. 3 amps, 1 amp. I don't know what that's for. But she wants to run. Oh shit. I bet if I put some starter fluid on this thing probably fire right up. Still holding coolant. Although they said they had a problem with the ignition. Or maybe they said they were having a problem getting parts for it or something. I don't know, but it'd be pretty cool to have this panel on something. I like the fact that the little lights came right on. I mean, it's got good gauges and whatnot. Maybe we'll keep the panel. But, you know, then again, what am I gonna do with all this crap? I do like these gauges. 208 volt. Okay. If anything, I'll probably keep the gauges and the emergency stop. I can probably get that to work on my wire stripper. It'd be cool to put this on there too. And the amps. See how many amps we're pulling. We do got a 220 motor on there. And also, I keep getting lowball offers on that V10 generator, so I'm just gonna scrap it. So stay tuned because we're gonna have a massive generator scrap out. Oh, and this has a nice base on it. I'm actually gonna keep this base. I got an idea for it. It's gonna be pretty cool. So stay tuned, and again, thanks for watching. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen the copper dancing?